I'm not gonna let those horrible people burn it down.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about as useful as this kid is. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Monster, yes. This time... Oh wait, where's my fucking notebook? This time with episode 17. Last time, very interesting episode, honestly. The baby turned out to not have as much power as we thought, with Wolf and his men, General Wolf and his men coming in and, well, taking control of the situation. They got Tenma and the kid out of the bind that they were in, as well as just got rid of, what's his name? Gidlitz, yes. Or rather, I suppose Johan went and got rid of Gidlitz. And then Johan left a trail for our lead characters to follow, which led Nina. Nina arrived at the destination, and we were left on a cliffhanger with Nina being like, what does this mean? And we didn't actually see what she saw. So I'm hoping that this episode soon, immediately, right after we start, we're gonna find out what that was. I mean, that was pretty much it, honestly. Anyway, let's get right into the episode. I assume, yeah, Tenma is now heading to,
She has a baby back there, and the neo-Nazis are planning to burn the town!
A Turkish woman was found dead up on the 3rd floor.
We're approaching the meeting place where Johan will be expecting you. I'm not sure what'll happen there. You do know how to use that gun, right?
Unlikely that Johan's actually there.
Calvin Street, Frankfurt, now. Our plans have changed.
Why the sudden change of heart? What about killing Johan?
Hang on.
I'll
Okay.
deal with him later. Now do as I say.
General Wolf will be disappointed to hear this news. He personally requested that you kill Johan. He believed you were the man for the job.
Now hurry up and get to Calvin Street.
So what? He's putting the survival of the burning, I guess. He's putting the survival of all those people above killing Johan. Once again, I mean, it's not the wrong decision per se, but is it the right decision? Also hard to say, actually. You might think it's the right decision based on just a glance, and it probably is, but in the grand scheme of things, both of these scenarios, you know, the trail that Johan is setting up, as well as this whole burning of the Turkish quarter of the city or whatnot, all of these things are most likely just set up by Johan. Okay, maybe I kind of doubt, actually, that Johan set that one up, but this trail was probably specifically set up so that we test whether or not Tenma would choose the trail that leads to Johan or go to help those people. And I'm gonna make a future prediction here. Okay, before we move on, I'm gonna make a future prediction. I'm going to make a future prediction right now. Okay, write this down so I know what I predicted. Okay, I'm going to predict that at the very end, Nina will have Johan at gunpoint and is wanting to kill him, and likely is going to kill him, but Tenma kills him instead to save Nina from, well, any potential consequences that might come from killing Johan. This is reminding me, well, I'm not going to say exactly what happened, but this is reminding me of another story that I once read. Very good story. I'm not going to say what it is. Well, actually, I can say. I suppose it's a visual novel called Devil on the G-String. And by G-string, we're not talking about the clothing. We're talking about the musical G-string on the violin, actually. But the point is that something similar happened in that story, and it basically, I think that Tenma's gonna kill, at the very end, Tenma's gonna kill Johan for Nina, so that Nina doesn't have to deal with the consequences. Or something along those lines, because we you know, this, what we just saw, or last episode, what we saw in last episode, I guess, and now, is that Nina went straight. Nina knew, bear in mind, Nina knew that they were planning to burn down that quarter of the city, right? Nina knew that. But she headed straight for Johan's trail, instead of going to help those people. But Tenma didn't go on Johan's trail, and now is going to help the people. Which means he is ultimately the morally good character who does the right thing, right? Helps the people instead, the hero, as it were. But I still think that there wouldn't be so much setup to Tenma using a gun if he's not gonna kill someone. We've set it up a lot where we've talked about whether or not Tenma is capable of being a murderer, right? Capable of killing someone. This is a very big plot point, seemingly. And I think that at the end of the day, he is going to kill someone, and I think it's gonna be Johan. But he's not gonna kill him for revenge or because he believes it's like the right thing to do. He's gonna kill him to save someone else. In other words, I think he's gonna kill him to save Nina from killing him. I think that's what's gonna happen. That's my prediction. Chapter 17, Reunion. Whose reunion, though?
All ignition points are ready to go, sir. Awaiting your orders to proceed.
Well done. Time to celebrate our superiority with a little firepower.
Heil!
Now,
Of course, it's always Nazis.
these two are an insult to our race. Unfortunately, these types do exist among us. One is a thief, and the brat was trying to save the Turks. They're both filthy scum. Purify them.
It's time to teach him a lesson.
This place is gonna burn anyway. Leave them for the flames.
Did he just say leave them to the flames?
Oh, come
I heard
on,
that.
baby.
Also, what a fucking surprise that the kid again got caught. He was caught last episode, now he got caught again. And what a surprise, he's gonna get caught many, many more times, most likely in the future.
I can't believe you're still alive. How'd you find me?
It's all thanks to Dieter. He told me that you lived in this building.
Did you say Dieter? So then it's true, you're that Tenma guy he was talking to me about the other day.
Where is Dieter? Didn't he come by?
No.
Then where'd he go?
Hey, have you seen Aisha? This baby is Aisha's little boy. He needs her. He misses his mom a lot.
Debatable.
It can't be. No.
I need to see the leaders of the Turkish quarter now.
So what does everyone think?
Set the town on fire, huh? Not likely. We hear rumors about the right-wing extremists all the time. We can't overreact every time they threaten us.
See, this is exactly what I was talking about, which is good. I'm glad they did this. Because this is kind of like the more realistic response is like, dude, these threats happen all the time. You know, some stupid kids probably saying some stupid shit. Now, granted, yes, it's two adults talking about this, but again, only one person's testimony to go on.
More suspicious to me is this Japanese guy waltzing in here, though he says his life is in danger.
What's the matter with all of you? Aisha is dead. Don't you get it? She was killed because she tried to warn all of us about this danger.
I wonder about that.
She was a prostitute like you, right? You women go off with Germans all the time and end up missing. That's nothing new.
You make all us Turks look bad.
You all know how hard it is to make a living. You should know better than to act like this. If you want to live, then you've got to listen to me.
The fact is, their disbelief is believable. However, threats must still be investigated because at the end of the day, it's too late by the time something happens. So you gotta prevent threats before they happen. That's the point, right? Like if you want to keep the peace, you gotta actually keep the peace, not deal with it after the peace is broken. If it's like a massive terrorist threat, basically, you obviously just can't overlook it. Yes, you can't like take it as gospel, but still you would investigate a little.
Go to hell for all I care!
Now wait just one second.
You have to evaluate the danger.
Are you suggesting patrol groups? Maybe we should do as this Japanese man says. We have nothing to lose.
Mr.
What?
Denny's.
Are you really going to listen to some Asian we don't know?
He might be
Jesus Christ.
suspicious, but there are certainly plenty of
So much fucking
trustworthy
racism, dude.
Japanese people in the world. General Nogi, for example.
General Nogi? Who's he?
General Nogi was a brave Japanese man who saved the Turkish Navy when they were lost in the Pacific years ago. Go ahead and gather all our men immediately.
I planned it so by the time the main course comes around, the show will be reaching its climax.
The baby.
And as the feast begins, oh, voila, the first fire. What a wonderful start. But like I told you, that's still just an appetizer.
Where is the main course?
Remember what I said, don't be impatient. If you savor your dinner, my show will be something you'll truly enjoy.
Tell me where the main course is. Then what are you gonna...
Wait. Dude, did they not, like... She was like, what's the main course? And then... She's probably old already holding a gun, right? And then... Because, you know, she doesn't pull it out or anything, so she was already holding the gun. And then when the camera shows her with the gun, then the ladies are like, ah!
Tell me where the main course is. That's an appetizer? Then what are you gonna burn for the main course?
But it's interesting, right? It's interesting how Nina is here now. I wonder what I want to know what she found. I'm sure we'll find out later, but it's interesting how she's here now. Maybe the question is, like, what did she find there? And does it have something to do with why she came back so quickly? Now, it could be, right, that she concluded that, okay, now I have time, I can go now help out the Turkish quarter or whatever, right? Because they're still in danger and I'm a good person. Or whatever she found was like a kind of a dead end, right? There was no trail. It was just a waste of time. Literally, it could have just been Johan with another message saying, if you came here, I guess that shows where your priorities lie. And then she's like, what does this mean? That's what I was saying, right? Whoever went after Johan during that time, either Nina or Tenma, they would have chosen Johan and his trail over trying to help these people. But again, we don't really know what was left by Johan at that the roof of that building. And I hope we're gonna see it soon.
We need to spread out. The rest of you men come with me. It's just as I thought. The flames started upwind. This whole place could go up. 3 groups. Save the women and children.
My goodness, what a lovely surprise. And to what do we owe this honor?
Why,
Don't even try it! Or kiss your boss goodbye.
Put that dangerous thing away. Why don't we enjoy this meal together?
Unfortunately, it seems your appetizer is fizzling out.
The real interesting, I suppose she could have just snuck in. I doubt all the... I was gonna ask, like, how did she get past the guards, but I doubt all the guards know Nina by her face, right? So, and she was probably smart and used an alias. Surprise, surprise. I know not many people think of that strategy, but, you know, it is a valid strategy. Indeed, it's one of them pro strats. Not a lot of people know how to do it, but, you know, those that do, they are on another level. I know it's hard to, like, wrap your head around the idea of using a fake name, but, you know, it is what it is.
You see, after all, this is a great celebration in honor of Johan.
Listen to me, Johan doesn't want any of this.
Oh? And tell me, how can you be so certain?
I saw it with my own eyes. I followed his messages. I know what he wants.
Huh?
Johan doesn't care about your plans.
What exactly did you see?
Yep, what did you see?
He doesn't want any of this, don't you understand?
You're right, okay. Relax, calm down, just take it easy.
Aisha is dead because of you. I won't let anybody else die tonight. So where's the main course? What part of town are you going to set on fire?
Damn it! Take the injured to the shelters. I'll be right there. Have you had any luck finding Dieter?
Someone told me they saw a kid who looked like him near the park around noon.
Dieter, my god.
I mean, they're dead, right? In this moment in time, no one knows where they are. They're alone, and they're about to be burned alive. No one has any idea where they are. The men who put them there have long since left. The only way for them to be saved is if somehow they figure out where they are. But how? Now, if, for instance, Nina got the information from Da Baby, and maybe, I suppose it's possible that the minions told Da Baby that they had captured some randoms and, you know, placed them somewhere, and then Da Baby told Nina. Maybe, possibly, but kinda a little bit bullshit, honestly, because we didn't see Da Baby get the information, right? So at this point, I'm just saying that they should die. Straight up, I'm saying they like, if we're going realistically here, they should die.
After her and try and bring her back?
No.
Like, how are they gonna...
Continue with my dinner as planned. That girl sure is something. I suppose it must run in the family.
How are they gonna save him?
It's a good thing she didn't realize how close I was to giving her the actual location of the main course.
Well, shall we bring out the next dish, sir?
No. Give me some underwear first.
Huh?
Lamau, the baby peed himself. Ah, yes. You see, she's there to save them, right? The question is, I mean, I'm not really a fan of that because they didn't really set it up well. Yep. Exactly what I said was going to happen, but like, I don't mind this. I just think that they could have set it up better. Just have one scene where the minions that capture these two, like, report back to Da Baby, right? And then show Da Baby telling Nina, like, are you sure you want the information of where, you know, the main course is gonna be? Or do you want the location of the two hostages that we have that are going to burn to death any second now, right? And then she has to make a choice. And then she's like, shit, give me the location of the hostages. And then she runs there and saves them, right? That way, just two extra things. Show the baby learning of these two's existence. You know, the minions tell them that they captured two hostages. And then have the baby give that information to Nina, right? Just two little things would make things a lot smoother, I feel like. You know, it's the small things. It's the small things that kind of make things flow smoother. So in that sense, I just, you know, I feel like they definitely needed to show us that Da Baby was aware of these hostages for him to give the information to Nina.
Hang on! I'll put it out!
Like, it's not too big of a deal because we can just kind of assume that was the case. But it's always better to show these things.
I'm getting the hell out of here. If that was the smallest fire those skinheads set, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I grew up in this neighborhood. I know the place like the back of my hand. If I wanted to burn down the town, this wouldn't be the spot, believe you me. This town ain't out of the woods just yet.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay, now we're kind of going based off of coincidences here. Coincidence this, coincidence that. Now it's just a coincidence that the thief guy just happens to be able to know exactly where the best place to set a fire would be. Look, there's no way you would know that, realistically, right? Like, I know my local area, right? But I have no idea where the best place to set a fire would be to make sure that the entire place burns down. Like, what? How the fuck would you know that? You know, it's a little bit kind of a stretch here, right? Like, but somehow he's super smart and knows the location so well that he would know exactly where to set a fire, I'm guessing. You're kind of stretching the realism here.
There were 3 other fires upwind that were also put out.
We can't thank you enough for your help.
No, I won't have any more victims. Not one more.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, the wind's gonna change direction. It always happens every night around this time. The wind just stops. Then it starts blowing towards town from where the river is.
So what? Now he's a fucking weather forecast man? What? That's
The wind
that's
stopped.
And now.
I mean, maybe there's some science behind that, but I mean, I don't know.
Oh, come on, loosen up, Doctor, right?
That's right. It's thanks to you we were able to put out those fires and save the neighborhood.
Are they stupid? They're still out there. All it takes is just one Molotov.
Where are they tending to all of the other injured people?
The mosque by the river.
If all of the fires up until now were just diversions, where do you think they're going to light the real fire?
How the hell would I know? Who cares about this stupid town anyway? Besides, there's something much more important on my mind.
Okay, I'm glad he said it. How the hell would I know? Because he wouldn't know. Even if he knows this town well, there's no way he would know where the fuck they would start a fire from. Like, come on.
That I gotta take care of.
Wait, I need you to tell me, and I need you to tell me now. Where would you start the real fire?
Get your hands off of me! Like I already told you, the wind's gonna come from the river. The abandoned factory down there would be a perfect place for a fire. If I'm not mistaken, there should still be a bunch of chemicals in the warehouse.
Okay. Let's just continue. I'm gonna talk about this afterwards, but
Long last. Something I can sink my teeth into.
We're right on schedule. The celebration of the master race is about to begin.
It's you. Why did you follow me?
Because I have to put out the fire. I made a promise to Tenma.
Tenma.
God, this kid. God, this kid. And of course, obviously, he just keeps spouting his name. Oh, tell everyone that Tenma, the murder suspect who is wanted, is over here and I know him, yes. Tell everyone this.
This is it. It's the warehouse.
Looks like they haven't found this place yet.
How old is this kid? Like, really? Like, let's be honest here. You know what I hope is gonna happen? And it's not gonna happen, but I hope it would. Well, obviously, I hope they would just kill him off, but, you know, that's a little extreme, let's be honest. But I would hope that maybe, you know, he tries to play this hero or whatnot, you know. He sees Tenma doing these heroics and he's inspired and he's constantly running into danger because he thinks he's some sort of fucking stupid-ass hero. But what I'm hoping is that he just gets his ass handed to him by some adult. Straight up, I'm hoping he just gets beat up. And am I hoping for child violence in this case? Yes. I really am, because then it would be like a storyline where he realizes that he's way in over his head and he just stops doing that shit and stops following Tenma around. You don't need to kill him, you just need to rough him up a bit, you know? Just show him that he should stop trying to be some hero, because he's not. He's a fucking 10-year-old kid.
These are all filled with chemicals?
If all of this were to go up, it'd be hopeless. There'd be nothing left of the town.
I'll protect this place no matter what. I'm not gonna let those horrible people burn it down.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about as useful as this kid is. Okay, well, let's just move on. I'm wasting too much time. I'll talk about this afterwards.
Smells like gasoline. It looks like someone's there.
Now that I finally got this rug, who gives a damn about this stinking town? I bet I can probably get 800,000 marks for this baby. No, 1 million!
Heckle! What happened to Dieter?
Couldn't say. He's probably...
Where is he? Where'd he go? What happened to him?
Last I saw, he was going to the abandoned warehouse by the river.
Why there?
The wind's gonna blow in from the river soon. So if the chemicals in that warehouse are set on fire, it's all over for this town.
So, remember what I said last episode about Coincidence City? Yeah.
This is what I was talking about!
Tell everyone to evacuate from the riverside shelters right away! Go! Huh? You're going to take me there!
Huh?
Who is it? Who's back there?
Oh.
Don't move!
Can it be true? Are you really Johan's sister?
Put the lighter down now!
Once I set this trail of gasoline on fire, this warehouse is going to go up in an instant.
I'm going to shoot you in the head before that happens. I can fire quicker than you can flick that lighter, and I'm not afraid to do it!
And what if you miss?
I haven't skipped a day of training in 6 months straight. So I know.
Oh, she was also training.
You don't frighten me. Don't you know? This is a celebration of the Master Race. This is our big welcome for Johan.
But Johan doesn't want any of the
Dude.
things you want.
I didn't know Johan was such an avid PC Master Race person. Damn, I have so much respect for him now. Jesus. You know, I'm also part of the PC Master Race.
Yes, it's true that he was recently seen here in Frankfurt. But the only reason he came was to kill one of your leaders and all of his subordinates. He left a message behind, you know.
What message?
Listen to me. Johan is not the person you think he is. The truth is much more complex than that. It must be terrifying for him. He's suffering. He's in anguish and teetering on the edge of despair.
Somehow I doubt
Sure
that.
it's such a good idea to be making enemies of these guys.
Which way to the warehouse?
I didn't sign on for all of this. Gonna call it a day. See ya.
Where the hell do you think you're going? Are you just going to let Dieter die like that? Tell
Yes.
me where the warehouse is!
All right, I'll tell you. Just let me go. You're choking me.
Tenma's kinda at fault here. I'm sorry, but like, this is what happens when you bring a kid along to your investigation into this very, very, very dangerous person, right? You know you're going to be going through a lot of danger. It's your own fault for bringing this kid along, right? If you actually did the right thing, you would have just left him at a fucking orphanage. Now, especially so, because like, he's been in danger multiple times, and he's just barely gotten out of it via luck. Wolfsman, you know, kid almost died. Wolfsman saved him. Then in the burning building, almost died. Got saved by coincidence via Nina. Right? It's like, if Tenma was smart at all, he would 100% leave the kid somewhere with someone. Leave the kid with the woman. Put him in an orphanage. Anything. It's hard to believe that he wouldn't at this point.
About your friend. You said that his name is Tenma, right? Huh? Would you believe that I know a man whose name is Tenma also?
For real? Is your Tenma really brave too?
Yes, but he must never fire a gun, not if I can do it for him. I don't want him to kill anyone. He's a good man. Killing people is always wrong, you understand?
Even if they're the bad guys?
Right.
You see? Interesting, right? They're kind of going exactly that route that I predicted. Everyone kind of wants to make sure that Tenma doesn't kill anyone, but that's kind of what it seemingly is leading up to. The more they say that they don't want Tenma to kill, the more likely it is that at the end of the day, he is going to kill someone.
Don't ever do what I'm about to do. Close your eyes! Don't look!
Don't shoot! Quick, Heckle, put out the fire! Use the rug, hurry!
Seriously?
No! Not the rug! Not the rug! $1,000,000 marks. Gone.
I'll leave it after the episode. I have a lot of things to say, and not a lot of good things to say. Yay, Tenma and Nina are reunited. I guess that's the reunion.
I'll take care of things here. There's a boat over by the river. Please, Tenma, you have to leave now.
Thank you for all your cooperation, young lady. We'd appreciate it if you'd come down to the station.
Wait 1 second, okay? I'll be right back.
Hey, hold on!
Nina! You have to promise me something, Nina! Swear to me you won't kill anyone!
I saw it! I saw Johan's message!
I saw it too! I'm heading there now!
10 years ago, the night I shot my brother, I finally know what he meant when he told me to shoot him in the head. Now I understand! Johan, he's not alone! There are 2 of him inside! That's why, Dr. Tenma, it wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. I must do it. I have no other choice. I have to shoot Johan again.
What the hell are we doing here anyway? Come on, let's get out of here. I give up.
Are we finally gonna see what the message is?
Guess I'll be starving and broke forever.
It's a message.
Enough teasing. Show me.
Help. The monster inside me is about to explode. What is this supposed to mean? He has a split personality?
Okay. I don't have that much time, so I'm gonna try to keep things a little concise, okay, and not rant too much. I will say, and you know me, I don't hold any punches, okay? I didn't like this episode, and I'll tell you exactly why. This episode had way too many coincidences. Coincidence after coincidence. Coincidence this, coincidence that. Coincidence city, basically. Let's go over this, right? It was fine early on. You know, I liked everything. Up until I started talking about this, the fact that Da Baby knew about the hostages. We didn't know that he had that information, right? But okay, we can kind of look past that. However, after that, things took a turn. Instead of somehow figuring out where the big fire was going to appear from, coincidence that the thief guy knows exactly the weather patterns of this city because he lived in this city, he grew up in this city, he knows exactly that every night apparently there is some sort of weather phenomena that, you know, the wind stops and then all of a sudden there's a big like explosion of wind going that way from this direction. That's some complete bull honky, right? But okay, fuck it, whatever, right? He also knows where the perfect place to start a fire would be, right? And he mentions, oh, this warehouse by the river that has chemicals in them. And, you know, one thing I wrote down was, chemicals? No guards? What? What do you mean, abandoned warehouse that has a bunch of chemicals in them? There's no fucking way there would be an abandoned warehouse with chemicals in them. If there's chemicals in them that burn, there's no way it would be unguarded. Literally no way. That's another big bullshit thing that I didn't mention during during the episode because I mean, come on. There's no way there wouldn't be some guards there. That means that it's not abandoned. If it was abandoned, they would have 100% taken everything out of it. Have you ever seen an abandoned building? There's nothing in there. There's like when something is abandoned, if a warehouse is abandoned, there's no way they would have active chemicals in them. Just no way. And if there are active chemicals in them, it would be locked down tight probably with guards, at least some guards. I just find it so no, it's not believable. Not to mention this guy knowing perfectly that, oh yeah, there's this one warehouse that has a lot of chemicals in them. So if I wanted to burn down the entire city, I would just throw a little gasoline on those chemicals in that abandoned building that I can just waltz into. it's just not believable. I'm sorry, but like, this is like out of the realm of possibility here. If it was that simple, literally anybody could just buy a tank of gasoline, walk into this abandoned building that is so abandoned that there's no guards, there's no security, nothing, right? Just walk in there and then just light the fucking chemicals on fire. And what, the entire city burns down? Like, come on. How? What? What? You get what I'm saying here? There's no way that place would be unguarded with so many chemicals in them. Not even talking about how this guy just happens to know all this, right? Then, if that isn't bad enough, this thing, right? Tenma's escorting the guy randomly on the street. Just a random street. Random. Bear in mind, just a random street. This guy with the rug, the thief guy, should be running out of the city right now. But coincidence city, by the way, so they have to run into each other coincidentally. You see where I'm going with this? Exactly. Too many fucking coincidences. They run into each other by coincidence again, right? And then, you know, Tenma gets the information of Nina and the kid. He leads them there. This face-off was pretty good. And of course, you know, this guy just carrying the rug with him, because of course, right? Obviously. I don't even know how he managed to steal this rug already. But okay, whatever. He stole the rug, okay? If he was really a good thief, he would have at least covered it up. Like, come on. You know, if I stole the fucking Mona Lisa, I wouldn't just carry that shit around for anyone to see. This was good. This was good. And then obviously, again, by coincidence, right? Tenma gets there right in the nick of time. But again, that's you know, typical heroics, right? Okay, whatever. This happens. And this was the last straw, right? It hits the gasoline, right? Have you ever seen gasoline, a trail of gasoline on fire? Like, do you know how fast flaming gasoline spreads? Unless the thief guy acted basically right at this moment. I mean, look at their positioning right now. They're right here. Unless the thief guy was over here, up here, through the carpet, right on this trail, right as this thing fucking exploded and started spreading, there's no way they would have made it in time. You know, it started spreading, and then they have it, what? They have enough time for Tenma to be like, stop the fire, use the rug! And then he's like, no way! And then the kid manages to snatch it out of his hand? Like, does he not have a grip or something? Okay. And then manages to outrun the fire, basically. The fire spread, and like, I know, no, just no. And you know me, I don't want to be saying these negative things about this. I just think that it could have been done. Could have been done much better. It could have been done much better. It could have been done with a lot more logic, with a lot more thought put into the whole scene. Just a couple of tweaks here and there. Personally, I just expect a little bit more from this show. You know, I like the idea, but the execution was really bad. Like, I would say the whole, like, 2/3, half of the episode, kind of 2/3 of the episode, too many coincidences. Too many coincidences. It's one thing, right? If the coincidence is something basic, like, let's say, you know, this fire happens, right? And the kid, or maybe both the kid and the thief guy are, like, up here, right? Like, way here. Like, they're ahead of the flame. And then they happen to, like, maybe the kid yanks the rug from the thief guy and then throws it on top of them, on top of the trail, right? That's one thing. That's like a coincidence that I can live with. They just happen to be close by and they managed to just barely avert disaster. And I'm not gonna lie, this kid, this 10-year-old kid or whatnot, carry this seemingly heavy rug and then outrun the flame and then stop the flame from spread. It's just, no. I will say the scene was just badly executed. I like the reunion between Tenma and Nina, of course, but, like, you know, everything else I liked about the show, and I liked about the storyline here, but the execution was bad. Like, straight up. It was just bad. They figured basically everything out via coincidence, instead of just, I don't know, some sort of putting things together, like putting clues together, finding clues here and there, finding some information from that guy, putting everything together, and then figuring out, oh, it's that abandoned warehouse, right? And then we see maybe Nina kind of looking around the side of the river, kind of looking through a lot of the buildings, looking for abandoned warehouses, and then she gets there and sees that all the chemicals have been planted. Instead of it being some sort of abandoned warehouse full of chemicals, like flammable chemicals, which is just, it doesn't make sense, they could have been planted, right? It would have made so much more sense. And just kind of having the thief guy be like, hey, yeah, there's a couple of abandoned buildings down by the river, so maybe they're over there, right? That way he contributes, right? But he doesn't know exactly where everything is. That's what I found so weird about it, was that he just kind of, he knew exactly where, oh yeah, there's this warehouse by the river that's completely abandoned, and it's full of flammable chemicals that will completely burn down the entire city if it was, you know, exploded. I know this because I broke in there and it was completely abandoned, so I didn't actually break in there. I just saw that there were loads of chemicals there, unsupervised. Yeah. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Monster, episode 17, and I guess I'll see you next time for episode 18 of Monster.